So, the intelligence agencies and all of the people that continue to go after Trump, ooh, you know, that you can't touch him. You can't. It's even more apparent now. Yeah, because there was some evidence, well, that was uncovered March 12th of, well, this month. Very important evidence. Archaeologists found evidence of Josiah, the last king of Judah. Actually, I think they mean last king before this battle, but he had a son, and he was King Zedekiah, but I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, so, yeah, they found it, they found evidence of Josiah, so I'm going to explain why this is relevant. Archaeologists have found evidence to support the biblical story of Josiah, the last king of Judah, who was fatally wounded during the last battle of Armageddon. Most of the city of Armageddon had been excavated in the 1920s, but one area in the northwest corner of the site, known as Area X, had been left untouched. The vast majority of pottery was Egyptian, including vessels that varied widely in shape and size and served many different functions. So I'm not going to go into all that. What I want to say is, King Josiah, that they found, now we have evidence. There's more evidence for the Bible than there is, anything else really at this point. But our media, forget it. The media here just wants to keep people stupid because they want to remain stupid. Anyway, so King Josiah is clearly from the line of Judah, okay? Key. Okay, and his son, King Zedekiah, also was obviously the line of Judah, because he was considered a king as well. King Zedekiah, had two daughters, one of them being this woman, Tia Tephi. Okay, I'll explain in a minute. So, back then, if all the male heirs had been killed and Zedekiah's had, then the rightful heirs become the daughters, okay? To the throne, I mean. So, Jeremiah, do people remember? People should go watch. There's a movie on YouTube. It's free. Patrick Dempsey plays Jeremiah. It's been out for a while. It's really pretty good. It's the story in the Bible of Jeremiah. It was not in Jeremiah's plan to do all this stuff for God, and God, like God always does, he picked him, and he kept trying to tell him, you need to stop. You've got all these idols going on. What are you doing? And then every time he told him it was right, at the end, he's so exhausted, but God rewards him at the end. But because they had put him in jail, he was going to burn to death, but something, I forget how it ended. The bar's open, so he's not burned to death. Well, he escaped with both of Zedekiah's daughters after the fall of they escaped the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem in 586 BC. So the daughters of Zedekiah escaped with Jeremiah. They traveled to Egypt, Spain, Cornwall, and then they settled in Ireland. In fact, there's a whole tribute to Jeremiah there, like a tomb with hieroglyphics explaining this. So, so this is the next heir, okay, which would be Tia Tephi. She married a Milesian king, which was a high king of Ireland, linking the royal lineage of Judah to Ireland. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Okay? So, and they associate her with the Stone of Destiny. When they coronate a king in Scotland or I don't know if they do. They don't coronate in Ireland, do they? Because they don't usually have the king thing going on. I don't know what they're doing. But between Scotland and England, they moved that stone of destiny back and forth. Usually I think it remains in Scotland, but she's associated with that stone, that she brought it with her and brought other sacred artifacts to Ireland. The reason this is important is because of this. It's the line of Judah. But if you see, and I'll zoom in, this is a different line. This is this line here, right above, let's see, right above me, straight up. That's the scarlet cord. But right here, Milesian king, that is all to do with who Tefi married. And again, she was the daughter of King Zedekiah. She was the rightful heir, because the boys were dead. The sons of King Zedekiah were dead. So her and her sister, and he was believed to have had at least 2 daughters. So she married a high king of Ireland, which is how you get all this. The line of Judah through Dave is also, it's cut in there. It's grafted in, it's weaved in with the kings of Ireland, the kings of Scotland. The only part they have wrong here is right here, Elizabeth. Yeah, not that she isn't somewhat, but she isn't the fully right heir, because Mary, Queen of Scots, was a legitimate heir. Elizabeth was not. Wasn't. They were related, but again, that's why there's been a debate forever that everybody says, no, Mary, Queen of Scots was the rightful heir because she was legitimate. But they put her in prison. So, and she's, even though our media will never tell you that Donald Trump is, and if you look on AI, they're not going to tell you either. But I've said before, Iceland, and they do this. These people are experts there that do genealogy. They did Trump's in 2017, broke it all down. I've done videos on it, okay? So actually, he has more of a rightful heir to the throne than anybody, because he is in that line with Mary, Queen of Scots. But Mary, Queen of Scots, again, her maternal grandfathers, I believe it is, gets so confusing, goes back to being a king of Jerusalem. Rene II, something like that. So very, very royalty in a big way. Now, we in America, as I always say, we don't really recognize all that stuff. However, if it's the house of David, you can't touch Trump. You won't be able to, because it's the line of Judah. It's just not. It's not going to happen. So people are really being stupid for going after, if intelligence agencies are going to be this stupid and play games. There's a reason that you weren't able to kill him. So the Bible tells us that the house of David, descendants of Pharez and the son of Judah, was taken captive in Babylonian when the first temple was destroyed. King Zedekiah, who was the descendant of Pharez and the son of Judah, was taken captive to Babylon also. When the temple fell, the prophet Jeremiah escaped with the king's 2 daughters. First, they went to Egypt. They eventually came to Ireland. King Zedekiah's daughter married a Milesian king. The Milesian kings were descendants to Zerah. Oh, so the king was too, who was Judah's son also. Pharez and Zerah were twins born to Judah and Tamar in Genesis chapter 38. This goes on to talk about the whole thing. Obviously, if you know, Jeremiah was the prophet. It says here there's a tomb in Ireland. So the only part they have wrong is that this isn't the rightful heir. The legitimate heir, I should say, was really Mary, Queen of Scots. But Ireland goes back to Judah. What do you know?